Hello! It's that time of year when everybody's shooting a bunch of blurry and overexposed photos of holiday lights, so today we're going to fix that. So today we're going to be doing a very simple how-to video on how to shoot appropriate photos, exposed photos of holiday lights, Christmas lights, and other decorations this time of year. We are going to look at how to do this as a scene, and then we're going to add people into the shot and how to expose them properly. Simple technique to make that work, and why that works appropriately here. We're going to start with the standard just holiday lights shot. Now, the example I want to show you here, I am indebted to my good friend Gary, who runs Columbine Photography here in Denver, Colorado. I had a situation this week where my Capture One catalog corrupted, died, and when I was backing it up, it turned out it wasn't actually backing it up all of these months, and so I am in the process of taking my originals and reorganizing and resorting 40,000 images. So I, after 3 hours of searching, could not find the example image I wanted to use. Fortunately, I shot mine alongside my good friend Gary. We were shooting at the same settings with similar cameras, and so he was kind enough to send that over. And so the main example image you're going to see here was from him, and I do appreciate it. On to holiday lights. What makes shooting a holiday light photo different than other types of shots is that you're exposing for the highlights. And this is the reason why most metering techniques don't work particularly well. We want the light source to be well exposed, when in most photographs the light sources are a highlight in the frame, and whatever they are lighting is going to be our midtone. The other thing that throws off a holiday light shot is that we're shooting with a really black sky, and of course your exposure system wants to turn black into gray. That's the way the 18% gray rule works. So you've got several things fighting against a proper exposure of holiday lights. So I'm going to tell you how we do it, and it's pretty simple. We're going to set up, of course, our tripod. Don't even attempt to do this without a tripod. And then we're going to go immediately to 100 ISO. At that point, we're going to get a really nice rich color and a rich black in the sky, which is what we want. Don't be afraid of this if you have people in the shot and you're afraid that you're going to get motion blur at 100 ISO. It's going to be fine, trust me. So then what we're going to do is we're going to get a good aperture. We don't need to shoot this at f1.4 or f2. We don't have to do that. I like to shoot these f5.6 or f8. I'm very, very comfortable with that. So something in that neighborhood. The image you're seeing is ISO 100, f8, and then it's 8 seconds, what you're going to be looking at here. So at that point, we're going to be controlling the brightness of the shot exclusively through the shutter speed. So 8 seconds really tends to work really well if we are in that f5.6, f8, f11 kind of range. That's going to work for us. And we're just going to keep slowing down the shutter speed until the holiday lights are exposed properly. I find that shooting and reviewing is going to be far more accurate than trusting the metering system of the camera. Because remember, the camera wants the light sources themselves to be highlights and the midtone of the whole shot to be 18% gray. So we're actually going to have what the camera believes is an underexposed image. That's okay. The camera is wrong in this instance. In fact, there's a lot of circumstances where the 18% gray rule gives us an incorrect answer. This is one of them. So what we're doing is we're building an exposure where the lights are properly exposed, in other words, bright enough and colorful enough. As you make them brighter, you lose color vibrancy. So you're walking an edge there that you just need to pay attention to. Once you have an appropriate exposure there, you're good, and you can start shooting and get wonderful quality shots. And most holiday lights are around the same brightness, so you could actually shoot several houses in the neighborhood or the block and be totally happy with all the exposures without changing it. Now, what if we want to add a person in front of the shot? At this point, we leave the camera set the way that it is, and we just add a flash in TTL mode on top and put in center-weighted metering. Now, why does that work? The flash is going to be exposing for whatever the camera meters on, and that's going to be center-weighted. So just put the person in the middle of the frame. The flash is not going to reach far enough back to light the house and light the lights, and so the manual exposure, aperture, shutter, and ISO, is going to have the exact same quality of light of the lights in the background. So now you get the person exposed properly and the lights in the background exposed properly. Now, why won't there be motion blur? Because remember, this is an 8-second exposure. There's no light on the subject from the holiday lights. So if we shot this picture without a flash, there would just be a silhouette in the front. When the light actually hits the subject in the frame, it's only coming from the flash. And the flash is only producing light for about a 1/16,000th of a second. As a result, you won't get motion blur in the subject. You could literally shoot the picture, and as soon as the flash goes, they could walk out of the frame while the shutter is still open, and the picture will still look good. So, manual exposure to get the background correctly, and if you're putting a person in the frame, then you just add in a TTL flash. That is the way that you do quality holiday light shots. So I hope that that's going to be fun and enjoyable thing to do. Stay warm out there, drink plenty of cocoa, and I'll see you next time here. Of course, if there's a technique that you want me to explore, I'd love to hear about it. Get into the comments and let me know. Like and subscribe. It's free. I appreciate it, and have a wonderful day. Bye.